Well, that's actually really interesting. The actual research at the moment is telling us that 1 in 3 children who've ever had a baby are quite likely to have a prolapse and have no idea. You can also be at risk of a prolapse, not just from having a baby. It might be that you've had a history of a job that's involved a lot of heavy lifting. You may be someone who unfortunately has always suffered with your bowels, had some chronic constipation. You might be someone who has a respiratory ailment such as asthma or chronic bronchitis. And all these things could contribute to your risk of prolapse. How would a woman know? What symptoms might she tell you on her screen? Well, she might describe something like, sometimes at the end of the day, I feel a bit of a heaviness, or sometimes there's a bit of a lump in my vagina, or when I have a shower at night, I notice there's a bit of a lump when I'm having a shower. She may just have ticked the square on your box that she gets a bit of low, dull backache that feels like it's dragging, or a bit of a heaviness through the front of her pelvis or into her hips that feels like it's dragging. They're quite vague symptoms. A definite red flag, if it comes up in your screen, though, is she may say that sometimes when she goes to the toilet, it's difficult. There are times when...
difficult to empty.
that she might not empty properly, or that it's not always easy to go to the toilet and urinate, or open her bowels. And they can be some flags that you may want to just gently follow a bit more to see whether that might be something you need to modify.
Yeah. And that inability to empty happens because of the prolapse has created almost like a little bit of a pouch in the bladder or perhaps the rectum, so that the urine or the faeces can't get up and over that pouch, so they get that incomplete emptying. Yeah.
Okay. So, off the back of that, what would you say the key components of managing a prolapse?
Yeah, so given what all the risk factors are, a lot of them are to do with the downward pressure. So the reverse is modifying some of those lifestyle factors that might have caused it or might be aggravating it. So their care with their lifting technique, particularly we spend a lot of time talking about bowels. And it does come up actually from time to time that people where they're trying to address their weight management and they've been on a high protein, low carb diet, and that's made them constipated. I've had some people say it makes them the other way, but some of them say that they then become constipated, and then they've got that straining and pushing, which isn't so good.
And particularly some ladies experience constipation towards the end of their pregnancy too, so they've had the preload of constipation prior to having the baby and a bit of straining, go back to exercise.
Yeah. And they might be breastfeeding, not drinking enough. So there's a whole lot of
contributing factors
in there. But the flip side is that actually losing some weight, the high BMI is quite linked with both prolapse and stress incontinence symptoms. So you kind of don't want to stop them exercising, but you want to be getting them to do that in a safe way.
And the other good news is the studies show us that just doing some pelvic floor exercises can often help reduce both the risk of prolapse but also the stage of prolapse. So if they are experiencing a mild prolapse and aren't particularly aware of it, and they do their pelvic floor and they're cueing their pelvic floor before they do their exercises, they may end up actually protecting themselves against developing a further prolapse.
Yeah. And then there are also devices that women's health physios or maybe their doctor or their gynecologist can fit to help them be more comfortable with it. And then the further down the track line is surgery for the ones that it's quite bothersome and nothing else is